Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bestiary Boys, where we take deep dives into monster manuals and of course bestiaries. And Joey, what demonic entity are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about the fire demon.
Nice. I'm excited to get into this one. There are multiple classes of demons, as in most games in Dragonbane. But we'll kick it off with a quote to set the stage. So it goes like this. I didn't set fire to no barn. I'm innocent, and that's the truth. It was one of them fire demons that did it, I swear. And this is by Flatildur Not Nolt. Guilty as charged. I love that is his title. Guilty as charged. So we'll learn very soon that these fire demons, well, they obviously love fire. They create fires. They're drawn to fires. But before that, before we get into that, let's check out this really cool artwork by David Brascala, as always. So this is very reminiscent to me of, I don't know if you've ever seen the film The Unnameable, based on an H.P. Lovecraft story.
No.
There is this, there's a demon that lives in the, in like the attic of this house or something. But it's a female demon, just like what we have right here. And the facial structure is very similar. I'll put an image up for those of you who have never seen it, but this is a pretty badass looking demon. I mean, it's got the classic hind legs of a goat. It's got the horns. It's got the nasty ears. It's got the... I kind of like the take on the face, too. It's got these, like, really... It's not like... I feel like a lot of demons we see, especially even in Dragonbane, it's like you have, like, these massive teeth and jaws. But this one has, like, a softer, narrower jaw. And even though it does look pretty creepy, especially with the eyes without the irises, and it's got a really badass staff with a flail on it that has, it's like captured fire, and I love the little imps in the background lurking behind the smoke. It's cool.
Yeah, I wish we had a stat block for these imps. I don't think imps are in the bestiary anymore.
Oh, really? Yeah, because in the I guess in the attack, it has an effect. These imps do, but that's about it, right? No damage or anything like that.
But yeah, this artwork's really cool. I like the whole fire staff, and then attached to it is like it's like a flaming thurible. One of those things.
Wait, thurible? What is a thurible? I've never heard that.
If I'm pronouncing it right, thurible. It's the little incense chain thing.
Oh, yeah,
like
okay.
Churches.
Gotcha. I don't know the official name, so you're probably right. You're more well versed in archaic terminology.
Archaic sciences like Catholicism. Yes. Yeah. It looks like one of those. It's really neat. And but yeah, I just wish we had those imps. Look cool, but I don't think they're anywhere else in this book. So maybe we'll get stat blocks for an imp in the new magic book.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Imps are cool. I'm kind of surprised they've been omitted from the bestiary, but yeah.
Isn't the new magic book going to have like a demonology-esque school of magic?
Yeah.
Maybe you can summon them.
Sure. Yeah, that's true. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, but yeah, it is good artwork. I like it.
Yeah, I love the artwork. Love that it's this woman with, I don't know, man. She just looks eerie. Again, check out The Unnameable. It's not a perfect film, but it's kind of cool. At least when I watched it as a kid, anyway. But moving on to what these things are. So we learned a long time ago when we first talked about demons that demons are from another plane of existence, right? Another world, whatever you want to call it. And they come here. They obviously fought the dragons in the Demon Dragon Wars. And it is noted here that, or actually we learned, I believe, last time with the Chaos Demon, how unruly and unorganized these demons are. But this one, it says right here, the Fire Demon, if the demonic realm can be said to have any commanders at all, it is the fire demons. So it still even emphasizes that they are hardly well coordinated amongst themselves. Their size and fiery authority cause lesser demons to follow in their example. Because, I mean, who doesn't want to follow a cool fire demon around?
Right.
And on the battlefield, as well as other contexts, those that are invited to our world, I like that that way of explaining it. Not summoned, but invited, or somehow find their way here are inevitably drawn to volcanoes and other powerful heat sources, as some blacksmiths have experienced when the forge burns particularly hot. I love that idea, and that gave me an idea for an adventure seed, which we'll get to. And if they cannot find a heat source intense enough, they do not mind creating one themselves. On the contrary, they seem to love spreading their flames, often resulting in calamitous forest fires, scorched fields, and burnt down villages. So how are you feeling about these fire demons?
I mean, pretty by the book as far like they just sound like usual demons, we'll say, but
yeah, causing chaos, burning things down, etc., etc. But
I like them so far.
Yeah, pretty cool. So speaking of what these things can do, let's talk about it. What's their stat block looking like?
They can do a good bit. So they're a large creature with a ferocity of 2. So they're hitting you twice in a round. Movement of 18, pretty high. That's higher than the Chaos Demon that has wings, even though, the Chaos Demon can't fly well on them. These things are fast.
It's like a wounded bird or something, the Chaos Demon. Yeah.
It's got a lot of hit points, 64-bit graphic hit points.
Nice.
It's got a scorching body, so anyone who touches this thing, you immediately take d6 damage, and armor has no effect. The extreme heat also gives all opponents a bane on melee attacks against it. That's super strong.
She's damn hot. This lady, she is so damn hot. Yeah. Dangerous.
It has immunity to fire, so no fire damage done to it whatsoever.
Obviously.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it seeks out fire, so.
But it does have vulnerability to water and takes double damage from all water-based magic. And here's the really cool part. A bucket of water thrown at a fire demon inflicts D10 damage. A tankard of ale or jug of wine deals D8 damage. And a gob of spit deals 1 point of damage.
I can't believe they put that in there, but I love that detail.
Yep. And you use the brawling skill to determine whether such attacks hit, which that's awesome.
So I guess a fire demon does not want to go to a tavern.
No, doesn't want to go to a tavern. Definitely doesn't want to go near any bathrooms. Definitely doesn't go to the pool. Yeah, but I mean, those are just its, those are just its passive abilities. Yeah, it's awesome. Going into its attacks now, we have Sweeping Staff. The fire demon sweeps its long red hot iron staff at all opponents within 2 meters, inflicting 2d6 bludgeoning damage and a further d6 damage from the hot iron. Armor has no effect. The victims are also knocked down.
I kind of thought this would potentially affect all opponents within 4 meters, because we know these demons are large.
Yeah.
And they got a long staff, or a tall staff. So I don't know. Maybe I'm curious to know if Free League maybe play tested it and they're like, well, this is too much.
It's too much.
Too crazy.
Probably. Although it would have made sense to do that though, because you want to keep your distance from this thing. You want to be more than 2 meters away from it, or you're taking damage every turn. Mm-hmm. Attack number 2, Imps. The demon summons a swarm of burning imps that fly around taunting their opponents with vile insults. Everyone within 10 meters becomes angry.
My question to that is, and it's often listed in these monster attacks, is if the players are already angry, then they take another condition, or is it kind of null? Okay.
Yeah, there's geez, the other day when we were playing, I could have told you what page it was on because I was double checking it. But yeah, if you already have a condition that you would get, you have to pick a different one, no matter what.
Okay. Because I know sometimes it is listed in the monsters. Okay, that's cool. I wasn't sure if that was an actual overarching rule, but
yeah,
good to be reminded of that.
Mm-hmm. Third attack is the Flaming Flail. The monster swings its flail at an opponent. The attack inflicts 2d8 bludgeoning damage and a further d8 fire. Armor has no effect. Victim becomes dazed. So, I mean, these are strong attacks. You're doing essentially 3d6, 3d8, We got a fire whirl for the fourth attack. The creature swings its flail in a circle above its head over and over, creating the fire whirl that affects everyone within 4 meters. The victims take 2d8 fire damage. Armor has no effect and are knocked down. I'm noticing the pattern with this one does a lot of knocking down, which is neat because you'd want to get your distance from this creature, but if it's knocking you down, you're using your movement to get up after being knocked down. So then
really,
you're kind of
is that what the rule is? I thought getting up was a free action.
We'll have to double check it.
We'll double check it, or the people
we'll double check it later.
Let us know. I could be wrong because I've been known to forget Dragonbane rules.
The fifth attack is Crush and Kick. The fire demon delivers a surprise kick to an opponent. The victim is flung back 2d6 meters, takes the same amount of bludgeoning damage, and is knocked down. And then our final attack is Fire Breath. The demon spews a stream of fire in a cone 10 meters long, whose width at any given point is equal to the distance from the demon. Anyone hit by the flame takes 2d10 fire damage. And of course, armor has no effect.
That would have been a cool addition to this artwork if there was a little bit of like smoke curling out from the corners of the mouth to indicate this fire breath attack. But yeah, very brutal monster attacks. This does seem like, granted, we haven't gone through all the demons yet, but this one seems like, I feel like the most powerful one we've encountered so far. Formidable anyway. Yeah. I mean, these attacks are brutal. Plus, you can't get close to it, or you get a bane on all your attacks. A lot of their attacks induce banes. Like, there's so many that you take conditions for, and if you don't have the condition, like you're mentioning, you take the next one or another one. So you could be like across the board pretty quickly baned up. And 64 HP, 18 movement. Yeah, pretty nuts. But moving on to the encounters. The first one, let's talk about the random encounter. Suddenly a wall of fire comes sweeping toward the player characters. Animals of all kinds rush in front of the fire to get away, and the adventurers must make an agility roll to avoid getting caught in the stampede and knocked down. The fire wave dies down just before it reaches the characters and reveals a huge fire demon walking in its wake. That's a pretty cool. It's like that action movie image, where there's like the explosion going behind the guy. And it looks around contentedly, and for a moment it stops to look at the characters. Unless they act, the demon will continue a journey up the mountain with predictable consequences for surroundings. So this encounter, like, I guess cool visually. There's not too much to it, other than you can either decide to try to stop this demon or just get out of the way and let chaos continue to ensue. But how you feeling about that one?
I like it. It's basic, but I like that. I like the part where unless they act, the demon will continue its journey up the mountain. Like, you could fuck around and find out, but you don't necessarily have to.
That is a good observation. I didn't think about that because the demon's just like, whatever, man. Like, it's just gonna keep going according to this random encounter. So it's up to the players to step in and intervene.
And I do like that there's an agility, like a skill check of a stat check of some kind.
I do appreciate that. I know a lot of people kind of frown upon just rolling to roll, but this is definitely there are some stakes. But I would still let the players take some creative liberties, I guess. But again, this is kind of a surprise attack, so maybe it's warranted. But moving on to the old adventure seed, the mining queen Hildebrand seeks adventurers who can help rid her minds of monsters lurking in the tunnels, whose presence has brought the entire mining operation to a halt. She claims it is a young fire-breathing chimera, a monster that escaped from the mage's menagerie and found its way into her domain. But this is a lie. The monster is a fire demon that the dwarves themselves have summoned and bound. That's crazy. The dwarves have summoned a fire demon. They have bound to service in the forges. It has now broken free and is looking for a way back to its own world to gather allies for a large-scale revenge attack against all dwarven kind. Dang, not just these people, but all of dwarves. Once the player characters have dealt with a demon, there are more mysteries to unravel. How could the dwarves conjure such a dangerous demon? Who gave them the knowledge to perform the ritual? Where is the portal through which the demon was summoned? And how can it be closed for the returns before he returns with his allies? So this is a pretty epic, a lot of hooks in here, a lot of writing prompts, I guess you could call them, for the GM to run with. And yeah, this could be a decently sized adventure, 100%.
Yep. Donovan could deal with it though, no problem.
Donovan, yeah. I think he could. Even though he can only move 2 squares.
Right. He doesn't need to move much.
He doesn't. Yeah, he's got this thing. But so that's how Free League recommends us or suggests perhaps we run demons. Do you have any ideas for a fire demon encounter or adventure?
Fire demon encounter. Definitely I would love to, if I was running like an urban adventure, just have like a larger city, and this thing is just moving around, setting whole city blocks on fire. And it would be more of do we help save lives from this fire, or do we confront the demon to stop it from spreading more fire? Like, what are the players gonna? I'd make it you can stop more fires from happening and maybe save other sections of the city.
Yeah.
But if you do that, you're gonna leave a bunch of people to just die and burn. Or you can try to help them and save more lives than more of the city.
Cool.
In a way. Yeah. I would make it it would be less a monster fight scenario and more of like a natural disaster movie type of feeling. You know what I mean? It's like, well, we could try to stop the demon, but all these people are going to die after its wake, you know? So I would do something like that with a fire demon.
Yeah, that kind of gave me an idea of, like, imagine there's a volcano nearby, like a city, right, or a settlement or a town or something. And we know these, like it says in the description, we know that these fire demons are attracted to heat. So maybe a fire demon has taken up residence in the belly of the volcano, and maybe its presence is not reigniting, but making the volcano unstable.
Right.
And it's going to perhaps erupt, and maybe the player characters have to go in and either convince it to relocate somewhere else or defeat it or something like that before all damage is just unleashed. And then also, I like the idea of, there's so many cool little, if you pay attention and look at the keywords at a lot of these the descriptions and stuff, there's a lot of cool ideas. So for instance, I was talking about the some blacksmiths have experienced when forge burns particularly hot. I thought it'd be cool, like, what if there was some kind of ancient dwarven forge that could only be ignited by a fire demon's magic or something?
Right.
And players want to go there, and maybe it forges like a really cool magical weapon or something, or weapons. But then the flip side is, maybe once it's ignited, the demon is wants to stick around, likes the forge. And now the players have to contend with that because the demon maybe doesn't want them to use it or something. But I like the idea of not just throwing the demons at the players as like a combatant, but like using its like ecology, or what's the word I'm looking for? Ecology. Yeah. Its behavior to what is it drawn toward? What is it doing? It's not just there as a guardian or something, but like it's just doing its thing. It's got summoned to another world. Maybe it's pissed off, maybe it's not. Maybe it's drawn to things that have these kind of collateral damage, which is kind of neat, kind of cool to play around with.
Yeah.
But yeah, really cool creature. I'm digging it. We got some cool stuff that you guys sent in. We got some what do we got? Where is it? We got some artwork. First one is from Captain Flunder, and we got a peek into his sketchbook here. So Joey, why don't you give us a tour of this amazing sketchbook page that Captain Flunder sent us?
So we got 8 really cool 9 if you include the hand at the bottom. But we got 8 really cool sketches of different concepts for what a fire demon might be to Captain Flunder. We got grotesque eyeballs that are burning, heads that
With
are
tentacles.
burning with tentacles. Yeah, like this creature is really cool. That top left one.
Yeah.
There's like a skull one with like a beard, and it's got burning eyes. I think out of all of these, I have 2 favorites. I can't just have one favorite. My first favorite is the bottom left corner.
Yeah,
That's a weird looking creature.
It's horrifying looking, yeah, because it's got that almost like anglerfish kind of mouth, where it's just these needle teeth, and it's very alien. I think that's the one thing I love most about what he did is a lot of these, they're not like your typical bipedal creatures depictions like we often depict demons as. Granted, some of them have, but like you said, the eyeball with the tentacles coming out of the bottom, the weird like Eye of Sauron one in the top middle, and then we got like a little coal head guy. Looks like he's a smoldering piece of coal. Like he, I don't know. He doesn't. His expression on his face, he didn't quite know what's up. But yeah, bottom left, really cool. I like the hand too. It's very reminds me of Mike Mignola a little bit, the way he drew it. Cool stuff. So I love seeing the process. Granted, we've always received his finished work. It's cool to see sort of these sketches and ideas as he comes up with stuff. But thanks, Captain Flunder. Amazing work as always. And then we got another submission, and it's from Bunny Cat Likes. So let's take a look at this thing here. And this is a twofer. We got not only a fire demon, we got a fairy. So what do you think is happening, Joey, in this scene here? Because it is a scene. It's not just a monster.
I don't know. What do you think's happening in this scene?
I think so. This fire demon is clearly making a fire in the middle of a forest, but I don't know if the fairy is. The fairy looks like maybe it's trying to put out the fire, casting some fairy glamour, fairy magic onto the fire. At first, when I first saw this, when you first sent it to me, I thought the fairy was getting cooked. I thought the fairy was like on a spit, like getting ready to get, the demons like, I'm going to cook up some fairy. But if you look at her legs, you can see that they're looped over as if the fairy's kind of hanging on of her own free will and shooting some kind of, I don't know, maybe that's, is like winter magic to quell the fire? What do you think?
To me, it looks like she's sprinkling like that dust the kids in Are You Afraid of the Dark would throw in the fire, and it would make the fire bigger. I would guess, because the fairies from last episode, they like to annoy people, so maybe she was watching him make this fireball in his hand, and she was like, I can make a bigger fire, and she just dumped fire boosting, because it looks like the flames are like shooting up harshly.
That's true. It does look like a burst of flame versus them just kind of flickering, like a campfire or something. But this fire demon, little sad, little upset, little angry perhaps.
Yeah.
I really liked it. Almost has like a gray alien face.
It does,
which is different. It's got these kind of almond shaped, almost like evil elven eyes, and no nose really, just 2 nostrils. It looks like 2 horns, of course, as to be expected.
I guess his eyes are like pitch black because it looks like the fire is reflecting in his eyes.
Exactly.
He doesn't really have pupils.
No. Because black eyes are creepy as hell.
Oh yeah,
they do those all the times in movies with demons and whatnot, or to show you're possessed or something. So yeah, cool depiction. I love that it's a scene. I love that there's a story happening here. Let us know down in the comments. What do you think's going on in this image? What is the story behind? Are they pals? Are they enemies? Does the demon know the fairy's there? We'd love to hear what you think. And if you guys want to send us anything, you know how to do it. Our archivist of adventure at gmail.com. We've been checking the email address or the email box So we haven't missed anything yet. So keep them coming at gmail.com. And then also you can join our Discord server, link down below, or DM me or Joey, and we will make sure to feature it on the show. So
Yeah.
thank you guys as always. And this brings us to the end of Fire Demons. Is there any other demonic, I don't know, media appearances that you can think of that you think are worthy of discussing?
I'd have to look up its name real quick because it's been so long since I played. But in World of Warcraft, there was a fire demon dude. Or no, he wasn't really a demon, was he? He was more of elemental, maybe. There's not a whole lot of fire demons in.
I think it's because it's so
media.
specific. It's a specific class of creature that's more like obviously in bestiaries or RPGs versus films and content like that. It's usually like a demon, right? It's just like a demon, like maybe even Darkness from Legend is a cool one. There's some fire going around him at certain parts, but yeah, I feel like it's more of generic demon territory versus.
It is very generic.
But I'm guessing, I think video games are a good way to locate some for sure.
And I know there's the Felixstowe fire demon that's like a cryptid in England. Sometime in the 1960s, there were witnesses that said they saw a fire demon in a town called Felixstowe.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So check that out. There's probably hardly anything about it, but I remember learning about it from a card game called MetaZoo. I think it was a card game that came and went like in a flash, but I remember
that relatively in the last few years, right?
Yeah.
It
was here and it was gone.
Yeah, I remember people getting all into it, and I'm like, what do you guys see in this? And there it goes. Goodbye.
It's gone. I just wanted a Mothman card.
Yeah. Hellboy might be kind of a fire
Hellboy's
demon.
A perfect example.
Because Hellboy, if you guys haven't read the comics, or I think there's a depiction of him in the film, one of the films, where he's got these. So he shaves his horns down. If you didn't know, that's what those little things are. So he's got these big badass horns in his normal state, and he is like the bringer of doom. He's like the demon that is supposed to come to Earth to bring about the apocalypse, but he's fighting that fate or his destiny, which is such a cool story. But yeah, he's impervious to fire for sure because he comes from it. But yeah, Hellboy's a good one, I guess. If you want to classify.
I mean, it is, but I'm sure there would be a hardcore Hellboy fan who will be like, he's technically not a demon, because he's technically not a demon.
Yeah, really you're weird. Right. Yeah, he's God, what's his name? He's got a real Anung Un Rama, right? I think that is.
Yeah, that's his real name
right now. That's his real name. So, yeah, cool stuff. Well, let us know down in the comments if you know of any fire demons that are worth mentioning, because I'm looking up some Hellboy images that are pretty fire demon-y looking.
Yeah,
especially with he's got the sword and the giant horns, and pretty cool. Any last words? Any final words on fire demon? Or are we gonna call it?
I think they're really cool. I think they're really strong in this game, and I would love to fight one. Because
is that a hint? Are you want me to make it happen?
Sure, throw one in there. I get excited by combats that are like, ooh, we might die here. Like with the spider. The giant spider. That was like my first real big combat when I started with you guys, and I was like, "Oh boy, we might not live through this."
What's funny about Dragonbane, I'm sure it's this way with a lot of RPGs too, is that a lot of times, and I think it's the way it is in Dragonbane, because Dragonbane caps your HP most of the time, right? So while you're getting better at stuff, there's always that potential to just die. Right? Yeah. And I've been surprised at running encounters where there will be creatures that I'm like, oh yeah, and these aren't that like goblins or something. Yeah. And you get near destroyed. Whereas something like a fire demon, you assume like, oh yeah, that's going to be a tough fight. But I love that. Some people may call it swinginess, if you want to say that. But like, I love the uncertainty behind the way they built Dragonbane and
Yep.
how people aren't just. I feel like so many games are just like scaling everything equally. So you know,
Yeah.
like your HP goes up, and then all the monsters' HP goes up, and then it's like, and their attacks get stronger. It's just kind of a. It's
And
almost
now
like you're in the
combat's
same.
2 hours long.
Yeah, yeah. You're. I feel like you're always in the same difficulty level, and it's just moving up. But that's why I much prefer. I don't. I don't want to call it unbalanced, you know, combat, but I mean, I guess that's what it is. It's not like really trying to scale creatures to the players or players to the creatures. It's just like, this is a dragon. These are the dragon stats, and it's up to you. If you want to try to fight a dragon, go for it.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's
you
high
want to
risk,
run away.
but
Yeah, high risk. Okay, cool. Well, that is Fire Demon. Let us know down in the comments, guys and gals. Any cool Fire Demons? Have you ever set a Fire Demon against somebody or in your game? We'd love to hear about it. But before we go, we got to talk about what we're talking about next week, which is what?
next week we are going to be talking about forest giants.
Forest Giants. I'm really excited for this because giants are cool.
Forests
I love
are
that.
cool.
We haven't talked about one yet, and I haven't read any of them yet. So it'll be interesting to see how Free League handles it. And considering the Nordic people are creating the Dragonbane of the Bestiary, of course, they're a little partial to giants and trolls and things.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be cool to see how it feels. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys, and watching the Bestiary Boys. Again, let us know. What are you thinking? How are you feeling? Any cool fire demons that you know of? And we will see you next week with Forest Giants.
It's